this shit in it. You can't put her finger in the trigger. It won't do right. That's bullshit.
Well, what do you fucking know? Hey, what's going on, YouTube? What's going on, fellow collectors, lovers of the plastic crack, and toy enthusiasts worldwide? This is your host, Brave of Brave's Toy Review, and I am happy, so excited, so ecstatic, so ridiculously fucking out of my fucking balls to be bringing you this review. I did a bunch of box openings as the week has gone by, as I've been getting in my 3A stuff. For you guys that follow me on Facebook, you know that I have ventured into collecting 3A action figures, and I have just gone crazy with it. I'm serious. I lost my gourd. I'm not even playing. And this so far is my favorite character. My favorite figure is one of the my favorite possession is one of the 6-inch scales that I got from a buddy. But this one is one of my favorite characters. It took a while for him to get here because he got lost in the mail, as you may know if you see my box opening. If you haven't seen my box opening, go check out my box opening. But anyways, this is 3A Tomorrow King's Nage, whatever, I don't know. Nage, MIA-TK Ranger, Underverse Sleeper. This is the man right here. This is a really awesome figure. Like I always start off by saying, he's a really great figure, and I'm really excited to get into collecting 3A. So in this video, you will hear me just go on like a little kid, which I do that anyways in most of my videos. But let's get into this one. First of all, you see the poster that he comes with, which is a poster, obviously, of him. It's a depiction of the a larger rendering of what you see here on the box art. And of course, this is all artwork by Ashley Wood, an extremely talented comic artist, toy designer, and painter, and many other things. A lot of you guys have probably seen Ashley Wood's artwork in many comics and never even realized it if you don't know who Ashley Wood is. Just to touch on a little bit, Ashley Wood did a lot of the art for Metal Gear Solid, so I'm pretty sure you've seen his work if you like Metal Gear Solid. But I'm getting to this. Yeah, so he comes with this poster, and I kind of just hung it in the backdrop. I thought it'd be pretty cool to have that there. And then we have the box here. The box art. This is actually the older style of packaging, from what I understand. And I've gotten more recent figures in. I got Riel. And that packaging is totally different. It's slimmer. It comes with a plastic clamshell, I guess you will, that encases that figure. In this one, you just simply have, let's open it up right quick. You have this cardboard insert with these little twiny things that hold the figure in place. And that's not really good. I actually got this figure from a buddy on Facebook. And as I've been collecting these, I've been getting a lot of help and support from a lot of guys on Facebook in the 3A Legion group. So if you are on Facebook, if you are into 3A, if you're thinking about getting into 3A and you are not in the 3A Legion, I would definitely recommend that you check it out. The art itself is pretty cool, just as with the poster. It's pretty damn cool. You got the little W here in the corner. That stands for wood. That's what that stands for. And off the top, one of the big things that I really, really, really like about 3A, about these particular figures from 3A, is the abstract style of art. I really dig it. Being an artist myself, there's nothing on this side, same information on this side. Being an artist myself, I really, really have a high level of respect for what they do with these figures and how they just project that art onto these figures. I mean, in the beginning, I always said, yeah, I'm not into that 12-inch shit, that Hot Toys shit and all of that. But I don't know. I saw some 3A stuff a long time ago, many months ago, and I was like, that's pretty cool. And if I can get into that, you know what? If I could afford that, maybe I would do that. 12-inch scale. And look where I am. I'm all over it. In my mad grab for research on these, I was getting frustrated because I was like, God damn it, man! What's the backstory on these guys? Is there a comic? And there are some books that were put out, some publications that were put out by 3A. Some are just art pieces, and some go into actually bits of the story, starting off with like Popbot and things like that. So there is information out there. I myself had to get into looking online and looking at different forums to get more information about them, because I was like, I got to know everything there is to know about these characters. They're so cool. Who are they? What do they do? Now, the Tomorrow Kings themselves, just the information that I found on them thus far, they Tomorrow Kings are like male clones from the Popbot universe, and they were created by Luther Bean Jr., originally used for corporate takeovers. That in itself is just crazy, right? If you go on like the 3A wiki, the 3A Legion wiki, you can find like a little bit of information on them, and they describe them as Elvis Ronin. What does that even mean, Elvis Ronin? That's hot in itself. They were created to slay monsters and ghouls, and Luther Bean's ion engine. I'm sorry, with Luther Bean's ion engine that escaped Earth. They're also used to fight the Mortys. Now, I personally don't have all the information on these guys yet, and I am going. I'm looking. I'm digging. But from what I found thus far, I love the story. Again, they're all clones. They're all clones, so many of the faces look the same. There are different versions or different variations of these characters. And what really sets them apart, besides the clothing, is the face sculpt or the heads, and that's where you really draw in on the caricature of each of the Tomorrow Kings, and there are Tomorrow Queens. So the story gets really deep, y'all. It gets really deep. Now, again, these guys come with a lot of stuff, a whole lot of stuff, and that's one of the really big draws for me. Like, for instance, this guy. Let's just get into some of his accessories. This guy comes with, first and foremost, an ass load of these little grenade things, and I don't know if you could, see them very clearly. They're very realistic looking. They're really awesome. Even has a little pull pin on it. I mean, the detail and the weathering of these things are just crazy. And he comes with a bunch of them. Now, you have some of the 6-inch scale, because they come in 6-inch scale as well. And I have a slicer. He has like crazy grenades. Like, there's no way I don't know. I just haven't took my time to put all them on him yet. There's so many of them. So the detail work in these are just crazy. They're really well weathered. So that's awesome. And I think he comes with, I have 3 there. This is 4, 5, 6. Then a few in the back. So he comes with like 7 or 8 of these things right here. So that's pretty cool. He also comes with a set of the Tomorrow King swords in sheath. That's pretty cool. And just the detail work there on the handle, the weathering is really awesome, and it's really quality. It's not like some flimsy bull crap. The sword itself, it's not the hardest plastic, it's not the softest plastic, so it's right there in the middle. It's just good enough for you to hold it, play with it, not have to worry about it breaking or snapping off. I mean, I wouldn't get too rugged with it, but as far as posability and, just messing around with your figure, it's pretty awesome. A lot of love and care goes into these, and you know how I feel about figures that get a lot of love and care from the creators. So he comes with 2 of these, and then he comes with these sickle things, 2 of these, and this one actually has a little bit of like blood spatter there on the blade. It's pretty cool. Again, the weathering is heavy. It is heavy. And then he has a little chain, and it's like a rusty chain. It's pretty cool, man, with the counterweight on this end. And even the counterweight itself has weather. But it's cool. It's awesome. On this side, you got some studs. Check that out. You got some studs. That's pretty damn cool. And let me just forewarn you, this is probably going to be a pretty long review. So I hope you got some popcorn and some juice or some soda because I'm taking my time with this shit. But I'm still talking fast. So cool. Now, okay, that's the weapons. That's the box. Let's take a look at what he actually comes with. Because the dude is loaded. The coolness is in, of course, the grenades and the clothing. And the zippers actually work. You know what I'm saying? It's not some bullcrap where it's going to be Velcro down. The zippers actually work. He has a really cool... Let me take his grenades out the way so you can see what he's got going on here. He has a really cool t-shirt here designed by Ashley Wood. It's like, damn, it's like it's fucking real. I mean, it is real. It's not, plastic. It's real. And it says sex over violence. That's pretty cool. Anybody who knows Ashley Wood's artwork style and shit that he's into is really sexual. Like, he got these fucking female figures, and they come with like strap-ons. That's fucking crazy in itself. I was gonna take this off right here for you, but let me show it to you first and foremost before I even get into that, so I can take it off. He has this carry bag, right? And the bag itself is really weathered. It's like dirty and grimy, like, you're a warrior, you're out there in the desert or jungle or whatever, urban environment, so your bag's crap gonna get dirty and stuff. And being a prize soldier myself, I knew how that goes and having to clean that crap later. So a lot of detail goes into that. The zipper actually works. You can open it up, and inside is stuffed with just some like some styrofoam or some shit to give a little bit of bulk. And these zippers work. So that's cool. Let's take this off. And wait, hold on. It reaches down because here I have some more of the grenades. And it has this little belt here for grenades, right? And it wraps around to the front where these little bags are. So let's take those off right quick. Disconnect that. And check this out. Just to show you how serious they are about it. Give you a little more light on the subject matter. The fucking buckle, which is also weathered. The little snap thing. Let's see if I can, hold on. You can press those, and it actually works. It's not like, just some molded crap, and you're not going to get and it doesn't actually work. You know what I'm saying? It really freaking works. So that's part of the coolness of the figures. The figures themselves are really nimble, so you can pose them pretty much however you want to, and they're going to stand up. That's pretty cool. Unlike some legends I knew. So check out the bag, man. Just let's take a look at how ill that is. And I know I've been in debates with a lot of my friends in the groups, and some people like this stuff, some people don't. And the guys that I see that dislike the 3A stuff, they really, really hate it. I think they can't get past the look of it. And the guys who like it, they really, really like it. So it seems like you're either on one side or the other side of the spectrum with these. But I am of a mind that I really freaking like this shit. I mean, I'm addicted. I am. So you got a few little pouches here. The stitch work on them is awesome. It is awesome. There's nothing but quality that went into this figure, man. You even got the little shoulder pad for the bag. That's cool. This part really works. It really does extend, shorten, tighten, get loose. That's really awesome. So, and like I said, these pouches are actually full of a foam type deal, but thanks to some friends in the groups, I have found some sites, 1/6 Warrior, a few sites that will supply you with just different gear. So I'll be taking that foam out and filling this stuff up with actual gear. So that's pretty awesome. I'm all into this shit now. All you guys who I made fun of before, who does the soldiers and the G.I. Joes, 12-inch G.I. Joes, I'm sorry for making fun of you. I shouldn't have done that. Because now I'm pulling my foot out of my mouth. I mean, I'm not doing that shit, but this 3A shit, I'm into it. And the kit bashing and shit, I'm into that, man. I'm doing it. Now, some other cool stuff, because I'm pointing out all kinds of cool stuff with these figures. Everything comes off. Everything comes off. So let's take the hand off here. Take the hand off there. And the sweater actually comes off. So that's pretty cool. And some of these guys have tattoos. I'm not sure if this guy has tattoos. I haven't taken all his gear off yet. Some of these guys actually have tattoos, so that's pretty awesome too. Just little added details to make them just eons beyond the rest of these figures that we spend so much money on. So let's put him here for a second. Stand up, dude. All right, and check out the little hoodie he comes with. And then again, it's weathered. It's really dirty and grimy, like he's been out there in the shit, just cutting off heads. The stitching again is top notch. So it's not coming apart. It's not tearing up anytime soon. So that's real cool. In the hood, because of the side, I mean, it's cool, man. It's like some shit I would rock. You know what I'm saying? Minus the dirt. You know what I'm saying? The hood actually fits on his head, covers up his grill. You know what I'm saying? If he wants to get his little gangster appeal on, he can pull that hood all the way down and be like, yo, you don't know me, cuz. You don't know me. I'm finna cut off some heads. I'm a TK. So that's that. Let's take a look at his shirt. That's pretty sick. A little ashy wood design. I mean, when you go back and you look at, and I've been having this conversation with guys in the groups. When you go back and you look at what you spend your money on as far as collecting goes, don't you want to be able to say that, yeah, man, I spent an assload of money on this figure, but I can see it. When I'm looking at it, I can see it. It's not, it's the hype right now because everybody's looking for it because the manufacturer didn't send enough to Toys R Us. So, I got it for 14, but he's going to be worth 100 on Facebook. And then in a couple of weeks, Toys R Us will re-release it. Hasbro or whoever re-release it. Then that $100 figure that's cost you $14 is now going for $13. So the guy who spends $100 on the figure because he couldn't find it in the store is now assed out. You dig what I'm saying? There's quality in these figures. Pants are held together with a snap there. That's pretty cool. Actual belt loops and shit. That's pretty damn fucking cool. Right? Pockets. These pockets don't work. There's nothing in those pockets, but I mean, come on. Damn. These pockets here actually do work. Real pockets. Zippers on the pants that actually work. That's cool, man. It's cool. All this shit comes off. And then, of course, you have... Let's take his feet off right quick. Put him down right there. Getting down to his shoes. Got some weathered little shell tops. Little skater shoes. Pretty cool, man. And the detail is just... It's ridiculous. I mean, you can't beat the detail that goes into these figures. Let's take a look at the actual figure's face sculpt. Because this is a hard point for a lot of guys. A lot of guys, a lot of chicks, a lot of female collectors, male collectors. People who take a look at these and they wonder what the attraction is. It's very abstract. It's not your typical face sculpt. It's detailed. It's simplified yet detailed at the same time. It's really awesome, man. It's really awesome. When you look at the work that's in the figure, look at that. Weathered all through. Nice sculpt on the head. It's got a nice anime look. A really timeless look to it. This is a soft plastic. That's a little bit harder on the head. Nice mold. And it really just sets it aside. Now myself, I'm into a lot of, let's just say, not normal things. Like of course I'm a hip hop head. I've been rhyming since I was a kid. But I also like rock music. I like fucking metal. I like fucking punk shit. I like jazz. I like fucking trance. I like fucking drum. I like a lot of stuff, a lot of different things. So to have something like this that captures that, to me, is just insane. And it does. It captures it very well. So if you're like, the type of person whereas you want everything clean cut, this may not be for you, you know what I'm saying? But if you're a person, if you're a collector or artist and you like kind of pushing the edge, going over the edge with things, I think you will be very happy with collecting 3A or even just grabbing a 3A figure. Now, it can get very pricey if you're going back for some of the older things, as I've been finding out. But I think it's well worth it because whenever you go back and look at your stuff, man, you're like, wow. So this is the typical TK or Tomorrow King glove hand style. Very, very well weathered. Very well weathered. How does that even fucking sound? Look at the detail in that. And this is a fucking hand, dude. It's not like, you know what I'm saying? This is a hand. This hand is more detailed and crafted better than whole figures that I have on my shelf that I went insane looking for. So I don't regret I don't regret this purchase at all. I don't regret the things I had to sell, the figures I had to sell to get it. It's really awesome. The cool thing about these figures are a lot of the parts, if you can get your hands on the parts, are interchangeable. So what you'll see, there's a 3A kit bashing group, just full of customizers, and you'll see a lot of 3A customs, not just on Facebook, just but over the internet. Period, where people just grab parts and they start kit bashing and coming up with their own thing, and that in itself is something that I find very exciting. Being a customizer, I've actually gotten more into hunting down the parts for these to build my own and create my own designs than actually hunting for the figures. At first, it was all about the figures, but now I'm really just looking for parts. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm still getting figures as well, but parts, man, it's all about the parts, dude. As far as articulation goes, check him out. He holds his stuff with no problem. You can mess around with him to try to put his weapons in his hand and shit, and he's still standing with no problem at all. It's just awesome. So that's pretty cool. As far as articulation goes, let's stand him back here, and I'll get one of my spare buys that I have for a few customs, or for a custom that I'm planning on, and I'll show you the articulation. So heads are typically on this ball joint here. All right, and then you have shoulders mounted to this little apparatus here on the inside of the chest cavity that allows you to get that up and down motion there, as well as having the hinge here on the shoulder. There you go. You can see a little bit better. So articulation is pretty crazy. This one's kind of tight, so I'm not going to mess around with that too much. I don't want it to break. But let me see if I can get in there if you can see that. You have it, whereas it's hinged in there, and then this piece itself is on a hinge. So you have a twisting motion here, and then you have an up and down motion there, and you can see it's held together on the inside. Let's see if I get that for you. By a screw there, so it's pretty strong. And again, this guy's kind of stiff, so it's cool. On the bicep, you have a swivel, just like with many of your more traditional figures that you love. You got the double elbow joint here, the double points of articulation at the elbow joint here, and then of course for the wrists and at the feet, you get a peg. Let me see if I can get one of those. So you get these little peg joints, and they're like gold, man. They are like gold. I've heard stories that, you know, if yours break or you lose them, you can go to the World of 3A site and you can get replacements. And I've also heard stories that they are like hell to get in. So who knows? I get my stuff from guys in the groups, as well as new resources I've gotten from other friends in the groups, websites like I told you about earlier. But those are for the wrist pegs there. And let me see if I can grab a foot peg for you. All right, this is the little double ball pins that work on the feet. And I've learned also that there are different versions depending on what body style you got, what figure you got. This foot actually came off of my Riel. And inside of the shoe, there's an actual foot. So you pop that in one side, and of course this other side would go into here. Now, depending on which body style you have, it may not fit. Like this one is kind of wide, so this one's not going to fit. I think the pegs on that one is different and actually would fit. So let's finish off the articulation on this guy before I lose myself in the hotness. And this shoulder's fucking with me, dude. Quit playing games. All right, so you got the ab crunch. Hell of an ab crunch. I mean, let's get real. Hell of an ab crunch. And I have not taken this apart yet, and because I'm new to the 12-inch game as far as these figures go, so I'm not sure if that's a ball joint in there, some rubber rope. I don't fucking know. And of course, on the legs, you have those on ball pins in there, so you get a full range of motion front and back. You can't go too far back because you got cheeks. You get a quad. You get a quad swivel there, right? And then you have the double knee joints for some pretty good articulation there. And then, of course, here at the ankle, you have the opening for the ball pins. And again, one of the cool things about 3A, let's put this guy to the side right quick. And I hope in my excitement I'm not going too fast. I mean, this is a long-ass review, so you probably want me to go a little bit fast. But anyways, one of the cool things about 3A is that they like showing their pegs. Let me pull that off right quick. What I want to do is get this foot out for you, if I can get it out. It's kind of tight. Okay, so I got punked by the other foot, but on this one, the shoe came right off for me. And you can see here, 3A believes in showing those joints, and that makes it pretty damn cool too. I don't know, I don't have any problem with it, but some people do. So again, this may not be for you. You know, I kind of like it. And see, can I take this out? Yeah, cool. So I just want to tell you a story right quick. So this foot, I ordered the bodies from eBay before I knew anything about anything, right? I was like, I'm going to get some bodies. Fuck all this paying $200 for a figure. I'm going to get some bodies and I'm going to build me my own. So I went about, ordering these parts. And for instance, this foot, there's a set of two. I saw it on eBay for I think it was like $20 or something with no, oh crap, I dropped that. Oh, God damn it. With no pegs in it. And the bodies came with no pegs in it. And I knew nothing. Look at my hands, they're trembling. I knew nothing about the peg game, right? And just how expensive it can get on eBay. People charge like $7 to $14 for two. You dig what I'm saying? And I was like, God damn it. So I went into the groups looking for pegs, hitting guys up for pegs, and made some deals for feet and hands. Because also the hands and the feet, they are like gold. Those are parts that are really hard to get your hands on sometimes. And I just got introduced by a few good guys to other resources. One guy in particular, because I don't want to say everyone's names because I'm not sure who wants the attention and who doesn't. A buddy of mine's, Noah, and you may have heard me talking about him in one of my box openings. Noah actually hooked me up with some pretty good deals on a lot of gear. And he actually sells this stuff all the time. So I'm going to put a link for him, his contact information on this video. If you guys should decide that you want to hit him up to get you some 3A parts. So I'll put that there. Now, also for things like pegs and for more gear, more clothing and stuff. There were a lot of sites that were given to me by another guy named Joseph, who also hooked me up with some good stuff. And I'm going to throw those links into the comments as well, so you don't got to get ripped off by those damn eBay prices. One of the great sites that I've been on that I really love, and it's a cool site for the whole 12-inch game period. That's that unwanted silence. Is 16warriors.com. That's a really cool site. Fucking Monkey Depot is another cool site. There are a few sites where you can go on and get a lot of the gear, man. Whether it's Hot Toys, whether it's 3A, you can get a lot of the cool gear and weapons for a little or nothing, man. Like you might see a gun set on eBay going for like $30, $40. You go on 16 Warrior and those weapons, and they look real, dude. Those weapons are like $7 and less, so they're pretty cool. Noah's got some really good prices on his, so check him out as well. Well, this is my TK, man, and I'm just really excited. If you can't tell by how I've just been blabbering on for the past, what's got to be like 25, 30 minutes for me. I don't know about you guys after I get finished editing this. I'm just really excited to be doing this. I'm really excited to be collecting these, and I'm going to be focusing on these more than anything. I'll still be bringing you guys reviews of many other different toy lines because that's the review game. But as far as my personal collection goes, my attention is going to be on these because it's just awesome. What you can do with these is just awesome, as far as the artistry that went into it, as far as if you yourself are a creator and you want to do some customs and kick your own ideas out. I'm even going to go so far as to sculpt heads, because one gripe that I do have is I have yet to see a black character from 3A, and that's possibly because, I mean, they got some black like Jet Black, but I've yet to see any black characters. And being that I am black, I want to make me some black people, make me some white people, you know, make me some other races. I like a lot of shit. But damn, I've been running my mouth, haven't I? This is an awesome figure. And I've got parts coming for some awesome shit that I'm putting together. I've got some more 112 and 1/6 figures coming in. I've got more that I've already got in that I will be doing reviews on. And I just cannot begin to say enough good stuff about this. The 3A community is very tight-knit and it's not very large. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's very popular, so there's a lot of collectors, but it's tight-knit and it's not very large. So finding good reviews for these, it's hard. I found a few guys. I just hope that my review does these justice. And I hope that you guys will continue to watch as I bring these 3A reviews to you, as well as my other shit. So, until my next review, which will be coming up soon. I mean, you'll know because you'll see that same poster in the backdrop probably. This is Brave's Toy Review. I am your host, Brave. This is Tomorrow King Nage. Nage. I didn't say that. Man, keep collecting, keep hunting, keep doing stupid shit with your toys, and more than anything, keep watching my reviews, dog. Deuces!